So I happen to be the only girl in the film program at BYU, and traditionally women are script supervisors. There are more men who are becoming script supervisors recently. Script supervisor position actually started as the studio chiefs heads would bring their secretaries with them to set, and they ended up keeping notes. This is my understanding of how the job came about. I was the only girl, so they asked me if I wanted to learn, and I wanted to learn how to do everything, so I said yes. And they let me work on all of their projects. Even if they didn't need a script supervisor on a show, they would let me script supervise so that I could learn how to do it. Really, the job, you have to do it to learn it. And it's hard to find people who are willing to let you mess up because you're gonna make mistakes. So I was very fortunate, just happened to be right place, right time. And yeah, they just let me learn how to do it, and it was great. Yeah, I was lucky. One of the things I really like about being a script supervisor is you're right there in the thick with everybody. You work with the director and the director of photography and the first AD, and you work with all departments. And I really like that about my job. I don't really work with grip and electric, the lighting guys, but everybody else, you know, wardrobe and hair and makeup and sets and props and camera, sound, I get to work with everybody, and I like that. And the actors too. I mean, as a script supervisor, you've got your hand in every department. It's nice, yeah, it's fun. I saw the first Star Wars movie, and I was like, I want to do that. And so when I got to college, I majored in English, and then I majored in some other things, and then ended up in film. This is what I usually tell people about script supervising. It's two major things. One thing is keeping notes for the editor. You have the script in front of you, and you keep very detailed notes for the editor so that they can edit more quickly. They don't have to look through, if you've taken 10 takes of a scene, they don't have to watch every all 10 takes. They can go right to this circled take that the director has told me to circle, and it saves them a lot of time. And then the second thing is continuity, and that's the big thing. Making sure that everything matches, and that's where you start to work with all of the other departments. And that's the hard part. The note-taking is pretty easy, but the hard part is the continuity. You're keeping track of everything. You're keeping track of props and wardrobe and hair and makeup and, you know, assisting them. And then you're working with the actors, making sure that they're saying their lines right. And if they pick that cup up with the right hand in the first take, they have to pick up that cup in the right hand every take after. And some actors are great at it, and some need help, you know. So those are the two major categories of what I do, and then there's just lots of things underneath those two categories. I'll show up at call time. They send us a call sheet, and on it, it has what time you need to be there. I get there and set up. There's usually what they call a video village with monitors, and there's either a chair for me or bring my own chair. And that's pretty much where I spend my days, at Video Village. I'm watching the monitors, so I get ready for the day, kind of review what we're filming that day and see if there's any continuity things that really need to match, and, you know, get that in my brain. Yeah, usually I'm ready to go before everybody else is, because they have to light the set. Everybody has to get into wardrobe, go to hair and makeup. And as soon as we start rolling, then I'm busy until we are done at night. Like there's really no downtime. You're busy and a 12-and-a-half-hour day is a regular day. So filming 12 hours, half hour for lunch. And a lot of times we go longer than that. So it's a long day. Yeah, it's a long, hard day. You have the script in front of you, and you draw lines through what you have filmed. And you start the line where the take starts, and then you go through until it ends. And so you have a quick way of looking. If there's a line through everything, you can tell the director, yes, you have everything. If there's a squiggly line, it means you don't have it. So right now I'm the only person on camera talking, so all of my lines would have a straight line through it, and all of your lines would have a squiggly. And then they would turn the camera around and get you, and then I would be the squiggly lines and you would be the straight lines. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then I keep notes for myself about continuity. I'll jot things down, you know, right hand, left hand, stood up on this line, sat down on this line. Yeah, it's a lot. Once you learn it and you get used to it, it just becomes your thing. It's hard to learn. it's difficult to learn. You have to be able to multitask and, you know, do both the note taking and watching this. It's a lot. Script supervising is becoming a digital medium as well. I still do paper and pencil because that's how I've learned, but the up-and-coming script supervisors, there are programs that you can use, and you come with a laptop and you do it all digitally. Yeah. But I've been doing it this way for 40 years, so I figure there's no reason to change at this point. Yeah, how much longer? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little secret too, is what I do, maybe other script supervisors do this. The first week of a movie, of a project, the first 4 or 5 days, I keep my eye on everybody, each department and each actor. And by the end of the week, I know who knows their stuff and who's good at their job and who I have to watch. Because you can't watch everything. So you kind of have to say, oh, well, that actor is good. Like, he's really good at continuity. Some of them are great at it and some aren't, you know? And so I'll watch and say, well, that guy doesn't need me. I need to watch that guy, and that guy doesn't need help. He's fine, or she's fine. And some people need more help than others, other departments. But yeah, so that's what I do. I just kind of see who I know is gonna cause me trouble. It's a good job. Script supervising is great because, like I said, you're right in the thick of it. You know, you work with everybody. Yeah, it's a fun job. I feel like I've been very lucky. I've gotten to work on a lot of great projects. I've gotten to travel. I've been to Sicily and I've been to London. We filmed at Pinewood Studios in London, which is a very famous. I was giddy that day. Giddy, like, we're filming at Pinewood. It's film history there. I have different favorites for different reasons. I did work on a movie called The Card Counter, directed by Paul Schrader, who wrote Taxi Driver, and we filmed in Mississippi, and it was a gambling movie, and it was called The Card Counter. I don't really know that much about gambling, but we spent a lot of time in casinos. That was fun. It's hard to pick, because I've been fortunate. Most of the things that I've worked on have been great. There are a few projects that I'm just like, oh, that was rough. I did the television series Touched by an Angel for 8 years. That was a great gig. I switched off every other episode with another script supervisor because my kids were little at the time. And we filmed 10 months out of the year. And so we switched off. That was a great job. Oh, I think I'm on the downward slide here in script supervising. But the list of things I don't want to do, like snow movies, is getting longer. So I feel like I accomplished more in script supervising than I ever thought I would. Like, I never thought I'd do an episodic TV series for 8 years, and I've gotten to work on lots of movies and travel. And I feel like I've done way more than I ever expected. So. Yeah, I don't really have any goals at this point.
Like retire.
I'm gonna retire at some point here. When I started in script supervising at the Motion Picture Studio at BYU, I was very fortunate because BYU would bring in professionals, and students like me at that time worked with the professionals, and that's where I learned a lot about my job and about other people's jobs as well, and started making connections with people. And they would pass my name along. Hey, you should call Penny. She's, a new up-and-coming script supervisor. And that's how I got most of my work. That's how I still get most of my work, is connections with people. People know my name now, and I know a lot of people since I've been doing it for so long. But it's all about connections. It's all about working on a set, working well with other people, doing your job well, and they pass your name along. And just like I pass people's names along, sometimes I'll get calls for a commercial and they'll say, hey, do you know a sound guy? Why, yes, I do. Hey, do you know a craft service person? Yes, I do. Craft service takes care of all the food on set, yeah. So yeah, it is a lot about connections and forming relationships with people, and yeah, that's how I get all of my work at this point. The film business in Utah is, as opposed to some other states, as you might imagine, it's very tight. Like, we have probably maybe 3 or 4 sets of crews, enough people to fulfill like 3 or 4 crews, but it is kind of small. Like if you think about California, like in that's a huge, community. But here it's a little bit smaller, so we all tend to know each other, which is great because we can recommend people. I like that part of it, that I rarely step onto a set where I'm like, I don't know anybody here. I almost always know at least a few people, which is great, right? It's nice, it's comforting to walk onto a set and see people see friends. Oh, hi. Yeah. So I've really enjoyed working in Utah. If you're interested in getting started in film or television, the best thing you can do is see if you can find some connections of people who are in the business who will let you come and sit with you and learn their job, or even just come and be on set to see if you like it. A film set is an acquired taste. It's a lot. It seems, if you walk onto a film set for the first time, like there's people everywhere and they're all doing different things, and it's crazy, right? But it's organized chaos because everybody's doing their part. So it is, I think, get on set, see if you like being on set. You might think you're gonna like it and then you might hate it. It's a lot. So if you can get on a set and observe things and kind of see what everybody does. There's so many different choices of jobs on a set as well. Something might call to you automatically, or you might just end up in it like I did. But yeah, getting on set, if you can, is, I think, the best way.